welcome to this pretty gritty video. I'm Emma, and in this video I'm going to take on the David Goggins 4x4x48 challenge. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a 48-hour challenge, and during that 48 hours you're going to run 4 miles every 4 hours. Keeping me company on the challenge is going to be my husband. He actually came up with the idea to do it, and I've just kind of jumped on the bandwagon and decided I would give it a go as well. David Goggins normally does the challenge himself around the beginning of March, but for whatever reason he's not doing this month. I think he's going to fit it in later on this year. He was a Navy SEAL. I'm not a Navy SEAL. So I've just arrived at the supermarket. I am going to get the provisions to see us through the weekend. So seems to be a lot of baked goods on the list. So bagels, peanut butter to go on that, some brioche, jam, porridge oats, that kind of thing. And then obviously some treats like peanut M&Ms, jelly babies, and we're going to get some pizzas for tonight. I don't think we're going to sit down and eat a proper meal at any point. It's just going to be a case of snacking, probably as soon as we can after each run when we come back in. Yeah, and just to keep ourselves fueled and obviously hydrated as well. Over the last few weeks, I've averaged about 35 miles a week of running. So this is obviously going to be a considerable jump up because it's 48 miles in total by the time we get to Sunday morning. We're starting Friday lunchtime. I think it'll be fine. It's not really on the marathon training plan, but in terms of endurance, it should be good training, and it's all going to be very steady running. There isn't going to be any intensity in any of these runs. They're just going to be steady away. I think the interesting thing for me is going to be the sleep, and I think that is going to be both positive and negative for me. Positive in as much as I could fall asleep on a washing line, so getting to sleep when I haven't got many hours probably won't be a problem for me. What will be a problem is that I tend to average about 8.5 hours sleep per night of actually being asleep. So in terms of sleep deprivation, that could be a struggle. I have done endurance events before. I've done lots of marathons, but this will certainly be the first time I've attempted to do anything that goes through the night. Let's hope the wheels don't come off, and we will, yeah, we'll see how we get on. No jelly babies, no eggs, and none of my favourite wine in stock for when I finish on Sunday, so that might be game over. That's the key. Run number 1 of 12 runs, and it's 12 o'clock on Friday. We're going off-road. So we're not going to do this route too many times. It's a little bit boggy, a little bit stop-start, but a nice one to do whilst it's daylight. And also it means that you can wear a mixture of trainers across the 48 hours. So I've got my trail ones on now, and then I can alternate between a few different pairs of road shoes as well, just to slightly alter my gait and hopefully ward off any niggles that appear from suddenly running 48 miles. Nearly 42 minutes to do that. A little bit slip slidey on the mud, but just nice and steady away on the trails, so a bit softer on our knees and stuff. Understandably, I feel absolutely fine, but that is only 4 miles. So I'm going to go home and have a little bit of leftover lasagna from last night. cold. It's 4 o'clock, time for run number 2, and we're going to do a little loop on the road this time, just down into Menston village. Feels a little bit colder, so I'm going to put my gloves on. You don't want a peanut M&M or anything, Martin, for the road?
I'm alright, thank you.
Okay, right, off we go. Right, we've just arrived at... Oh, no, we're in a disco. We've just arrived for run number 3 and we're at Fewston Reservoir, and it is pitch black out there and it's 3 degrees. So we're going to put a jacket on and my gloves. Oh, the light's going to start flashing again, I know. And yeah, we're going to run round the reservoir, which is almost a precisely 4-mile loop. We've got head torches, obviously, so that we don't end up in the water. So yeah, this should be fun. Take my gloves off. It's miles milder than I thought it was. It said 3 degrees in the car, but it doesn't feel 3 degrees. Maybe it's because I'm running faster because I'm panicking in the dark. Made it back. That one was slightly longer. It took us 44 minutes and 36 seconds, and there was nothing more scary than a few startled geese to deal with. That was it. It was actually quite fun. It's midnight. And it's time for run number 4. I've had a little sleep. I got into bed about 9:30, 10:15. I didn't go straight to sleep, but I've definitely had some sleep. So get this one done and then jump straight back into bed. Road shoes on because we're just literally going to do a circuit of a 1-mile loop 4 times that's across the road. Okay, let's get this done. So it's now 4 AM and this is lap number 5. Going to run into Guiseley and then do a lap of what Martin calls the Beau Miles, which is the 1-mile lap that we did earlier, so we may have to do 1 or 2 of those, we'll see. Anyway, lucky you can come with us. Feels a bit strange getting out of bed and then just immediately starting running. Tell you what I feel a bit like. You remember the dizzy feeling in Singapore airport?
Yeah, I've already thought
almost
about
like
that.
a jet lag type feeling.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, are you coming with us? Is she coming with us? Is that Lulu? She sounds like it. She said wait for me. 8 AM and this is run number 6. And I think I feel a bit worse than I did when I was getting up in the night. It was hard to get out of bed then. It sounds like we've got company coming. Not you, you're the footballer. But Lulu's coming with us, I think. It's nice. Oh, it's cold.
It's freezing out there. I should get some gloves. Maybe a book.
Yes. Yes, a little bit. Okay, good luck at footy. Bye. Bye. That's run number 6 ticked off, halfway. 24 miles, but not quite a marathon distance yet. My legs feel tired, but there definitely isn't the fatigue that you get with a marathon. And also I've noticed that towards the back end of a marathon where you would start to lose your form and have to be thinking about really picking your legs up and stuff, not getting that so much because obviously I'm getting a decent chunk of rest in between each run. So I'm going to make some porridge now. And I'm going to put in my porridge lemon curd and raisins. And if you don't believe me, try it because it's delicious. So I think as much as the physical training, it's massively training your head as well. It's training. It's Goggins training for your noggin, because I think that part where it starts to get really tough, I'll be able to call on that later on in the marathon, where you start to think, oh, I can't do this, it feels too hard, I'm too tired or whatever. Yeah, dragging myself out of bed, particularly at 4 o'clock this morning, required some mental resilience. So I'm going to try and remember that feeling when I get to the tough bits of the marathon in Edinburgh. I've been drinking this stuff in between each run, or when I get in from each run. It tastes quite nice, and it's obviously stacked full of protein and carbs and some sugars and so on and so forth. So yeah, it goes down nice and easily. Haven't had it before, but I shall be buying that again. It's good. It's 12 o'clock, day 2, and we're switching back from trail to road. Just going to do that loop round Menston Village again now. How are you feeling, Martin?
Tired.
Out of 10? How tired?
4.
4 out of 10 on the tired.
4 or 5.
Okay. Well, we're on the, what did you just say? We're on the counting down now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've gone over the hill. We're on the other side. Be over soon. Okay, we're back, and I actually felt better on that one than I did on the one this morning. I felt okay. It was quite pleasant out there. I'm going to have an egg and avocado now. There we go, for my lunch. And just in case anyone was at all worried that we didn't have enough trainers to see us through this challenge, well, we're going to be okay. It'll be fine. It's 4 o'clock, and this is run number 8. I'm going to hit the trails again and take it nice and steady. The only real niggle that I've got at the moment is my neck, which sounds utterly ridiculous because you don't run with your neck. I presume it's maybe just from being a bit cold and holding my neck and arms stiff. Other than that, we're not faring too badly. Your ankle's okay, is it?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. He just went over on his ankle a little bit towards the end of the last run, so he's going to try his Hoka Speed Goat boots, which normally uses for hiking, but we're going to give them a go. Right. Well, I say we're going to give them a go. I'm not wearing them, just Martin. Okay, we'll get this one ticked off, and then I feel like we are definitely on the home straight. It's 8 PM and time for run number 9. We had chicken soup when we got back in from the 4 o'clock run. And I've switched up my trainer choice. I've gone for my Saucony road trainers now, ready for another road loop around Guiseley. Just 16 miles left to go, and then, no, not 16. How many, Mark?
16.
Yeah, 16. I was trying to knock a few more off then.
16
16 including this one. Yeah, 4 runs left, exactly. Nearly there. It is 20 to 12. And I've woken up just before the alarm's gone off, so I'm just going to do 10 minutes of yoga before we set off on this midnight run, just to try and stretch everything out a little bit, feel a bit stiff. Okay, time for run number 10 at midnight, night number 2. And I think we're going to go back to those 4 laps just across the road, nice and easy. Oh, it's 4 o'clock and it's time for run number 11, which is the penultimate run. So this game's nearly over, which is good news. So we're just going to run into Guiseley. A little bit Groundhog Day. We've kind of covered all the roads and routes locally now. So yeah, just into Guiseley and then back into my bed. It's 8 AM and it's the final run. Woohoo! We've made it. Oh, I'm ready for a rest. I'm not going to run anywhere for a few days, I don't think. We've got some company coming as well. The youngest, falling over. Youngest family members joining us for this final one. I've got a stone in my shoe, which isn't what anybody has asked for. Get out of there. We've been so lucky with the weather. Although it's cold, it hasn't been windy and it's been completely dry the whole time. Ready for action?
I think so.
Finished. That's me done and dusted. The Goggins 4x4 by 48 challenge. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Was it challenging? Yes, it definitely was. Not one to underestimate. If you're going to have a crack at it, you need to make sure you fuel and hydrate properly throughout. And if you can, then bank the sleep early on in the challenge, because the second night is tough. If you fancy one of these challenges but you don't want to do 48 hours like a nutter, there is the Beau Miles challenge that I referenced earlier. I haven't done that one, but that's 24 hours. My husband did it in the summer, and you run a marathon. However, you don't have any sleep, you just run 1 mile every hour. So I'll put the link to that in the description below. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.